was young, my grandfather asked me a question, almost more of a puzzle, in an effort to help me better understand fractions.
How many times can you cut a stick of butter in half? Knowing that somehow this was a trick question, paused and really thought about it, and hesitantly said, once.
And he said, think about this. You got a stick of butter, you cut it in half, and you have two halves.
Now you take one of those halves and you cut it in half, and you've got two smaller halves, or quarters. Now take one of those quarters and cut it in half, and you have even smaller halves, or eighths. You can take one of those eighths and cut it in half, and keep going, and keep going, and keep going. Now really think about this. How many times can you cut a stick of butter in half? At such a young age, this was blowing my mind. I didn't know how to answer. I shrugged and said, a lot.
He said, I want you to really think about this.
In theory, you can cut that stick of butter in half forever. But in reality, you can only cut that stick of butter in half until you get to a point where the butter is as wide as your knife. That lesson has really stuck with me over the years and become an illustration for how constant improvement works. In theory, you can always get a half step closer to perfection, a half step closer to the ideal, yet never fully reach it. But in reality, you can only keep improving as long as the tools you have are sharper than the gains you need to make.